Hello, I'm Randall Green.
Hi, and I'm HIVE. Today we're going to talk to you about HIVE Geospatial in the next couple of minutes. So let's get started. If you could see the future, how that changed the land and marine management decisions made today, I suspect it will be for the better.
First, some background. Access NL is a case study group convened by Canadian Forest Service, or CFS, on the island of Newfoundland to assess climate change in ecological and socioeconomic systems. We're developing the initial HIVE version with and for CFS and the Access NL project. It is helping the forest industry and other land managers understand the likely impacts of climate change, how they might adapt, and the effects of the adaptation options. Here we see the original CFS HIVE vision, with A0 being the baseline or current situation, and A1 through 3 being scenarios based on model projections. HIVE supports the upfront understanding and scoping of the decision by documenting key information across the 3 pillars about the situation. Typically, data representing the current situation and models representing possible future outcomes of various change scenarios are provided by domain experts. HIVE will incorporate these into rich, interactive, map-based visualization of multiple scenario outputs, including summarizing differences relative to the baseline situation. Some of the examples in this presentation are courtesy of CFS and Access NL, and we would like to thank them for their vision and partnership.
So what is HIVE? HIVE is the holistic interactive visualization environment, a new spatial decision support system with several key benefits. It first helps you understand the landscape or seascape of your problem or decision. Stakeholders and interest groups, regulations and legislation, data and models, and potential changes all come from a perspective or worldview. Understanding which of those relate to which values and which resources is critical to effectively structuring a decision process.
The information types shown here have been incorporated into the initial HIVE data model. The 5 information types on the periphery all relate to values in the middle. A single real-world resource, such as a particular species of tree, could support many values, such as wood supply for industry, medicinal value for indigenous organizations, and visual quality value for tourism operators. Resources are organized into types and categories, such as flora, fauna, abiotic, infrastructure, and cultural, which will allow information to be summarized and reported by those types.
Here's the app in action. HIVE's web-based data entry is simple and flexible. Here we see a value being created, then being related to a stakeholder. Several visualizations are available for the recorded information, such as this list showing the relationship of records to each other. This is just of a portion of the full access Newfoundland dataset. Hovering over a record highlights its relationships to other records. Black spruce wood supply is of interest to several stakeholders and is supported by several existing data sets and models. This value relationship visualization allows you to target display to selected information types, such as the stakeholder value relationships shown here. We can see that the Department of Fisheries, Forestry and Agriculture is a key stakeholder based on the values that it is related to. Enhancements being planned for all visualizations include the ability to apply text filters to limit the amount of information shown. Second, especially visualizing existing and newly acquired data provides insight into the current situation. Comparing the current situation to spatial model outputs for various potential change scenarios help decision makers understand the location and the extent of potential conflicts and synergies and sensitivity of the assumptions behind the models.
HIVE's initial geospatial features are currently being planned with CFS and AccessNL, and we have lots of great examples to draw on. Mapping of historic and current data and the differences, such as in this forest change example, is a well-established visualization approach. Time series can be incorporated in electronic mapping in synchronized panes with a swipe tool to compare. Here we see an imagery example from two different points in time, but of course model scenario outputs can also take advantage of this simple and effective visual comparison technique.
Now, thirdly, HIVE supports proactive engagement and understanding for complex multidimensional issues. This is becoming ever more critical in our daily connected world, where polarization seems to have replaced meaningful and respectful debate and discussion in many realms.
This benefit can be illustrated with another mapping example, this one from the founders' experiences in supporting land management. The custom multi-criteria decision analysis system shown here uses weighted sum overlay to transparently help identify hotspots of synergy or conflict. This example highlights areas of potential conflict with forest harvesting, the dark blue areas on the map, based on multiple competing values, including wildlife management, tourism, and municipal planning. How to turn data into spatial information and present the results using interactive and integrated maps and charts. For instance, clicking a cell to see the breakdown of its multi-criteria score were among the key lessons we learned. There are many excellent examples from the research field of geovisual analytics, such as this demographic data explorer that HIVE can also draw on. Note the coordination of colors and selections between the map and charts. Development of HIVE visualizations is being prioritized based on customer requirements. We are working closely with Canadian Forest Service and the AccessNL project to understand their spatial scenario exploration requirements and how to best present the information to high-level stakeholders and decision makers.
Finally, being proactive can lead to consensus, or at least better understanding the values and perspectives of other stakeholders and finding ways to collaborate and cooperate despite these differences. Values are organized into value types, representing the three pillars of ecosystem-based management. This will allow the current situation and the likely impact severity of scenarios under consideration to also be summarized by these types, as in this hypothetical example. Similar scenario summaries by resource types and categories will also be possible. We are committed to understanding your field decisions and management issues and pain points. The HIVE Geospatial platform can be customized and tailored to use the language, data, models, and other norms of your domain.
There are many excellent frameworks for spatial decision support and stakeholder engagement. AccessNL and HIVE draw information from the GeoDesign framework, first developed for urban and regional planning. Perhaps the most important feature is the iterative nature of deliberations requiring involvement of the technical team and the stakeholder decision-maker group. For instance, stakeholder feedback might send the technical team back to work to improve the models and information. Models are often very domain or problem specific. The intention of HIVE is not to replace or run the many models, but to integrate with them by helping understand the problems, structure the models, and visualize and compare results. Trends toward open data, open science, and open standards continually expand the potential of this integrative capability of the platform. Any organization, industry, or research question with a spatial component has the potential to benefit from HIVE. It could provide support for a one-time decision or become a dynamic, living decision support system. HIVE Geospatial could piggyback on your existing spatial data management and modeling capabilities or jumpstart them.
We will be happy to discuss your needs, our team, and how we might partner to improve land use and marine management decisions and actions by helping you proactively see the future. Please get in touch or tap our experience in spatial technology and decision facilitation. Thank you, and looking forward to hear from you soon.